Good afternoon, all of you. So today we are going to start with the numerical. Till now we have seen the theory part, and now it's time for us to go through the numericals. Whatever you have studied, that concepts will be applying, and accordingly we will solve the numericals. So before starting the numericals, one thing I just want to make it very clear that the subject heat transfer is a totally numerical oriented subject. Means it's, you can say it's a 50% theory and 50% numerical at almost, or at the max 60-40. This is how the numericals will be. Means one theory question and one numerical, or again the same one theory and one numerical. So numericals are very much essential to be attempted to get good score. So many of them, many of the students try to uh, skip the numericals, but you can't skip it. So the best way is to get the clear understanding of the numericals. Now, another very important point from the numerical point of view is that the numericals are vast. Vast in the sense there are variety of numericals, right? So only if the concepts are very much clear, theoretical concepts if are very much clear, then you will find the numericals very easy. But otherwise, if your theory concepts are not clear, still you can go for the numericals, but there will be some difficulties. So my first request is to go through the theory part, and then one should go for the numerical part. Next important point is that the numericals are mixed, means there are n number different types of numericals. So you should be in a condition to identify which numerical is this, on which parameter it is based. Okay, so we'll start with it. So you don't need to worry, just try to relate the theory concepts with the numerical. Automatically you will be in a position to solve it. So now this is the specifically I am telling this numericals are based on electrical analogy. The electrical analogy we have seen. So today we will solve only two numericals. Okay, these are the easy numericals, and then accordingly we will move forward. Okay, so I hope it is very much clear. So I will read the numerical for you. So what is given? A special thermo box is made up of 20 mm thick stainless steel plate. Okay, the K value is given, the thermal conductivity is given as 60 watt per meter Kelvin, insulated with 20 mm thick asbestos layer. Again, the K value is given, right? Next, if the inner wall of the plate is exposed to hot gas of 525 degrees with heat transfer coefficient 100 watt per meter square Kelvin, and outer surface of the asbestos is in contact with cold air at 25 degrees centigrade with heat transfer coefficient, that is H, as 25 watt per meter square. Okay, so this is the question. What you are supposed to find out? You are supposed to find out the heat flux across the layer and the interface temperature. Okay, so I will try to make the numerical simple to you. This is basically a thermos. All of you have seen it. What is a thermos? Thermos is nothing but it is used to keep a hot fluid hot and a cold fluid cold for a particular period of time, right? We usually use thermos, for example, to keep the tea hot for a longer period of time, right? So what is given here, that this is the block diagram here. So the thermos, it is made up of stainless steel, and an insulation is provided. The insulation is of which material? Asbestos. So these are the two materials. One is the stainless steel, another one is the asbestos, right? The K value is given for the stainless steel. What is the K value? The K value is 60 watt per meter square meter Kelvin, and the K value of asbestos is, you can see, 0.1. Okay, so here you can see that K value of a conducting material is 60 and K value of the insulator is 0.1. So means what? This asbestos layer, what will it do? It will try to restrict the flow of heat. Okay, obviously heat will flow through asbestos, but it will flow at a very slow speed, right? So here you can see the thickness of the stainless steel, it is given as 20 mm, and the thickness of the asbestos is again 20 mm. K1 and K2, these values are given. Okay, now what is given? The inner wall of the plate is exposed to a hot gas. So you can assume that it is exposed to a hot gas. The temperature is T1. How much is the temperature? 525 degrees. While this asbestos, the outer layer, it is exposed to a surrounding condition. That is nothing but your air. So the outer temperature T2 is 25, right? So these two temperatures are given. K1, K2 are given. Another thing is given, H1 and H2. Here you can see what is given. H1 is given. How much is the value of H1? Heat transfer coefficient on the inner side, 100 watt per meter square Kelvin. And on the outer side, it is given as 25 watt per meter square Kelvin. So H1 and H2 are given. Okay, I hope the construction of the numerical is clear, right? Two, one is the stainless steel. To the stainless steel, the asbestos is used as an insulating material. K1, K2 is given. The inner temperature is given. The outer temperature is given. The heat transfer coefficient on the inner side and on the outer side it is given. Now what you are supposed to find out? Heat flux. What is heat flux? Heat flux, it is nothing but Q by A, and the interface temperature between the layers. Interface temperature means this temperature. Okay, the temperature, that is nothing but T3. You are supposed to find out. I hope the statement is clear to all. Okay, so now we will move forward. So what is the first step? Your first step is to write the given. Okay, you're supposed to draw this block diagram. Then you're supposed to write the given T1, T2, K1, K2, H1, H2, and the thickness. The thickness of both, it is same. It's not a worry. So we are all set now. This is the given. So what you are supposed to find out? I will tell you. You are supposed to find out Q by A and this T3. T1 you know, T2 you know. You are supposed to find out what is the temperature at the interface. This line, it is called as interface. Okay. So I hope the numerical part and what you are supposed to find is very much clear. Anybody is having any doubt so that I can explain it here itself? Okay. So now how will you find out the heat flux? That is Q by A you are supposed to find out. So we'll start with first with the electrical analogy. So how now we will just see. Now how will you draw the electrical analogy? For example, suppose the heat is at this point. Okay, this circle is nothing but, for example, you suppose this as heat. Now this heat has to flow from here to here. Okay, this much area it is occupied by air, this area it is occupied by air. So now first it will try to move from this point to this point, right? So this air over here, what will it do? Here it is nothing but air. Here complete it is air. Here it is also air. So this air will offer some resistance. If this heat is trying to move from this point to this point, so this resistance is nothing but this resistance, right? Now again, the heat has reached over here. So from here to here, again another surface, another solid surface. So this solid surface will offer some resistance, hence resistance number 2. Now the heat has reached over here. It will move from here to here. Okay. So now the heat has reached over here. So this surface again will offer some resistance, hence the third resistance. Now the heat will try to move from this outer surface into the atmosphere. Why? Because heat always flows from high temperature to low temperature. All of you please keep this in mind. Okay, this is the basic of heat transfer. Always the heat will flow from higher potential to a lower potential, that is high temperature to low temperature. So the temperature here it is higher and the temperature here it is lower. So the heat will flow from here to here. But here what is there? Here it is nothing but air. So this air will also offer some resistance, hence the fourth resistance. Okay, so there are in all total 4 resistance. How? This is the one resistance of the air, another resistance of this solid surface, third resistance of this solid surface, and fourth resistance of this air. Okay, so in all how many resistance are there? Total there are 4 resistances, right? Now the next point is, which are the types of resistance, whether it is a conductive resistance or whether it is a convective resistance. You should be in a condition to identify it, right? Now from here to here, this is air. So what is there? This is convective resistance, right? From here to here, a solid surface is there. So this is conduction, right? From here to here, again the heat will flow through the solid surface. So again, this is conduction, right? So this is also conduction. And from here to here, it will flow through the air. So this is convection. Very simple. I hope it is clear. Now this is air, this is air. So the heat transfer through the air, simply you keep it in mind, it is as convection, and heat transfer through the solid is nothing but conduction. Okay, for those who are finding it difficult, right? So this is nothing but you are having total 4 resistances, and the temperature here on this side is T1, and the temperature here it is nothing but T2. Okay, I hope this much is clear, right? Now for example, if this H2 would have not been given to you, okay, the outer heat transfer coefficient, if it was not given to you, then how many resistance there would have been? There would have been only 3 resistances, that is R1, R2 and R3. Okay, so now we are given the resistance, means the heat transfer coefficient of the air on the inside and the outside also. So that's why there are total in all 4 resistors. So I hope this is clear. Anybody is having any difficulty in this identifying the resistance, because this is the basic. Okay, can anybody tell? Avinash, C17, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, have you got it? The resistance,
Yes, sir.
how 4 resistance have came?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo, good. Javed, B34, is the numerical
Yes,
part,
sir.
whatever till now I have told, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so should we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So now I will try to rub this, and we will see now how to solve it. Okay. So I will try to just submit out. What is this R1? This is convective resistance. So what is the formula for convective resistance? R1 is equal to what? 1 upon H1A, right? So now what is H1? H1 is given to you 100. So what I have written, 1 divided by 100 multiplied by A. So why I am not finding out the area? Okay, because we are supposed to find out Q by A. So there is no need of finding out the area, right? Now the second resistance R2. What is R2? From here to here. So what is R2? R2, it is nothing but conduction. What is the formula for thermal resistance? B upon Ka. That is the formula. So here it is B1. What is B1? B1, it is nothing but the thickness divided by K1 multiplied by A. So you know the value of B1, 20 mm. K1, you know the value 60, and A you keep as it is. Okay. So you know, you have found out this first resistance, you have found it out now this second resistance. Now what is the third resistance? Again conduction. So what is the formula? R3 is equal to B divided by Ka. They have used the suffix 2, that is B2 divided by K2A. Now what is this B2? B2, all of you know, that is 20 mm multiplied divided by K2 is the thermal conductivity of the insulator multiplied by A. And what is this fourth resistance? This fourth resistance, it is nothing but convection. So from this outer surface into the air, the heat will flow. What is the formula for conductive resistance? R is equal to 1 upon HA. Now here what we will use H2A. What is H2? 25. Now what is the total R? Total R, it is nothing but the summation of R1, R2, R3 and R4. So here what I have written, I have just added this all, and what I get the value, R is equal to summation R is equal to this 0.25 divided by A. What I have done, I have simply added this R1, R2, R3 and R4. Right? Now what is the basic formula for heat flow? Q is equal to delta T upon R. This is the basic formula. Okay, delta T divided by R, summation R. Summation R means the total resistance. Now what I will do, we are supposed to find out this Q by A. So whatever the A I have taken over here and put the value, what is T1? T1 you know what is 525 minus 25 divided by this. So you will get the value of heat flux. I hope this heat flux is clear. Q by A, right? So the first part is very much clear, very much easy. Now what you are supposed to find out? The interface temperature. The interface temperature means the temperature number 3. Now how will you find out the temperature over here? So for this what you will require? You will require another concept. The heat is over here now. So the first heat will flow from here to here. So here you will get T1, you know, then you will get this temperature, and from here to here, okay, then only you can find out this. So what is the formula? The formula will be, I'll just show you, very simple. Interface temperature is equal to Q, that is nothing but T1 minus T3. I will just keep this here. This is T1 minus T3 divided by what? Summation R. Now R, how much you utilized? You are supposed to find out the temperature for this distance only. You are not supposed to find out the temperature at here. So what you will use? This one the resistance and this another resistance. Hence the formula is, here I have written it. Q is equal to T1 minus T3 divided by R1 plus R2. Why only two resistance? Because we are supposed to find the temperature for this line only. Okay, not beyond this line. Hence, how many resistance are there before this line? This is the first resistance and this is the second resistance. That's why we have written Q is equal to T1 minus T3, that is delta T divided by R, summation R, that is R1 plus R2. Okay, so now you know Q. What is Q? Q is equal to 1997.36 multiplied by A divided by T1. What is T1? 525. This value is unknown. Okay, minus T3 divided by R1, 1 upon 100A divided by R2, that is 1 upon 3000A. So this AA get cancelled and automatically you will get the value of T3. Okay, so this is how we have found out the heat flux and the temperature at the interface. Okay, this is a very simple numerical. Any doubt to anybody? Yes. So this is the only numerical I think we will take today, because the another numerical is a lengthy one. So what you are supposed to keep it in mind? The first step is you are supposed to draw this block diagram. If you are clear with this diagram, okay, this is the first step. The second step is, actually this should be your first step. This should be your second step, and then this should be your third step. Okay. So initially read the numerical twice, write down the given step by step, then draw this block diagram, and then draw the electrical analogy. Very simple way. And then, thank you. So this is how you're supposed to deal with each and every numerical. First step, write down the given, then accordingly this block diagram if it's possible. Okay, for electrical analogy it is always possible, and then go for this electrical network, this. Okay, so it will be very much easy for you to solve the numericals. What you are supposed to do, only you are supposed to keep it in mind, these two formulas. R is equal to 1 upon HA if it is convection, R is equal to B upon K if it is conduct. And the final formula Q is equal to delta T divided by summation R. So there are only three formulas that you are supposed to keep it in mind. Okay, so that's it for this first numerical.